All right, welcome back. We're going to be looking at doing part 2 of our Pharaoh's clay tablet today. We're going to be working on our names in Egyptian hieroglyphs for our cartouche. You're going to have a piece of clay, and once again, we want to roll it out to about the thickness of a pencil. So you're going to put your pencils on either side, grab your rolling pin, and again, we're using this part, not the handles, because we want to have a nice even push and more control over what we're rolling out. We're going to roll it back and forth and move my pencils up a little bit because this end is still a little higher, so I can do it completely flat there. Move them down to the other end so it can be completely flat on that end. Now I know it is the same thickness all the way through this cartouche, and I want it to be about the size of my hand. So this one's already the length of my hand, but it's a little rough around the edges, as you can see. So I'm going to go through with my handy dandy little paper clip all stretched out here, and I'm going to trim out the edges so that I get that nice oval type look to it, or elliptical look, where I have a straight edge on either side parallel and then rounded U-shape top and bottom. I'm going to pull those extras away. Remember, I'm going all the way down through my clay. I'm scratching that paper and pulling it at a little bit of an angle to cut my clay. So now I have a nice oval type shape. Now in looking at my cartouche, I know I'm going to do my name down the middle, but I want a border, so I'm going to put that border on around the edge first to make sure that I know where my name can go and where it needs to stop. And again, if it builds up, pull that off. I'm going to do a little bit of a scoopy motion. I am not going all the way down and through. I'm just going through that top layer of the clay to give it a nice defined edge. I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing. If I get little roly-polies back here with the clay, I just go back and scoop them out again very carefully. I can even pull towards the center of my cartouche a little bit to get rid of some of those and smooth them in. And I can decorate around my edge. I want it to sort of match the same edge that I did on my top portion when I did the Pharaoh's Godhead. So this time on your bottom one, you're going to want to do something similar to give it that overall continuous look between pieces. Now this is a big piece, which is why we did 2 holes in our initial plate so that we could hang it, which means we'll have to have 2 holes for this. I'm working with my left hand again, so I'm a little slower with that left hand. It's not as strong as my right hand. But this tool likes to go around. I could have turned my paper to help me out with that. All right. So for the Egyptian alphabet on this one, I want to take my time. My name is a little bit longer. You guys have already done your name, so this is my name. But of course, since the Egyptian alphabet is phonetic, there are certain things I don't hear in my name when I say Kristen. I don't hear the H, so I don't have to do that one. I do hear the C. K, I, S, T, I, N. Christ, I, N. I don't say my name like that, do that. I say Kristen. So I can leave out this one and have just the letters left. Which means when I look at it, I have a cup. I have an I. I have a short I, so I only do one flag. I have an S, which is a hook, a T, the rising sun, and an N, the zigzag line. So I have to fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those over here. Now I can't draw lines on here like I could on my paper, but what I can do, since we have these on a sheet of paper, and I know the same length, is I can kind of divide them up like this. So 6, which means I need 3 and 3, so if I divide it in half first, I can kind of go like this and like this. And now I know about where each of those hieroglyphics is going to go over here. I am going to carve them in with my pointy fid here, or you could use your paper clip again, any small pointy tip. I'll speed this part up for you. I'm also going to do my last name first initial in there, because if there's more than one of you, so if there's like 3 Johns in the 4th grade, then you might want to have your last initial in there too. So I'm going to repeat. My last initial also starts with a C like my first name does. So I'm going to repeat that symbol down here again. so that we know that this is mine. And what I'm doing here is once in a while I'm just smoothing out the edges if they get a little chunky. If it's too dry, you can get your finger wet with some of your water in your little cup to help smooth it out. Just don't make it so slimy that you start losing the patterns and the definitions and everything else. And of course, the last thing we need to do is we need to put the 2 holes in here to hang it. So I'm very carefully going to pull it up off my paper. And for those 2 particular holes, we don't want them super big. We want them a little smaller. I'm going to use my paper clip. And I'm going to do one here. And I kind of make a circle shape. You can see it's making a nice little hole in there. That's about what we want. We don't want it super big. I'm trying to hide it a little bit in the design or the pattern that's already there. I'm sort of scooping it around, which roughs up the edges a little bit, so I'm going to have to pull off the extras and smooth it out if it has like lumpy bumpy spaces. Turn it over and check the back where you should see most of that lumpy bumpy that we need to smooth out. Again, pull away from the holes just like we did last time. You're having trouble keeping them open, you might have to use the fid a little bit or a very sharp pencil. There we go. And of course, it's not complete until my English name is on the back so that I don't lose track of it. There we go. And then these will go on the drying rack. Don't forget your class code either. Great job, guys.